Hey, welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix a Whirlpool front load washing machine that's giving a F70 error code. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so here is the washer in question. It's a Whirlpool Duet washer. This also is applicable to the Kenmore Elite HE3t washers. These washers were basically made in the early 2000s, or I should say around 2004, and they're great machines. And I would highly recommend continuing to repair these machines because they are probably better than anything you can currently buy in the market today. Anyways, what's happening on this particular machine is that it's giving a F70 error code. Now, this error code indicates that there's an issue with the motor control unit communicating with the control board. I'm going to show you how to fix that issue in this video. So let's get to it. Alright, so here is the example of that error, F70, that shows up a couple of minutes after you hit the start of a cycle. So let's go ahead and fix this F70 error. For unplugging the machine, we're going to go down here and undo these 3 screws. So there is one right there, one in the middle, and one on the side right there. These are 7mm screws. The one in the middle is a little bit difficult to see, and I found it easier that I can just kind of tip this back with one hand and then undo all 3 of those with my impact. After you have been undone, you should be able to just pull this panel right off. Now, 90% of the time when this F70 error code happens, it's this piece right here, the motor control unit, that actually goes bad. And a lot of the times you can actually see these units will have char marks and will look burnt up. But like I said, 90% it's the motor control unit that's bad. Now, if this issue arises after you've done a really large load like a comforter or something really heavy, there is a slight 10% chance that this washer drum just kind of spun violently and unplugged the motor control board. So I would, if you notice this happen after a large load, I would try to unplug and replug, or make sure all of the connections are tight going to the motor control board, then try to do one more load and see if that error comes back. Now if it does, then you know for sure that your MCU, aka the motor control board, is bad. Now, checking the connections is really simple. All you have to do is reach over here, and you'll see this is a little panel, and just go ahead and pop that open right there, and you should get access to all of those electrical connectors. So you just want to go and make sure that these were all pushed in and nice and tight. But in this case, I know for sure that this machine does not have a issue with loose connections, because I already went ahead and already undid those connections and put them back in, and it's still giving me that error. So we're going to go ahead and swap out to a working MCU. So to do that, the first thing we want to do is go ahead and undo all of these connections. And there's also this wire which will be zip tied to the MCU. I already went ahead and just cut that zip tie. That's really the only way to get it off there, so you will have to just cut it. Just be careful when you cut it not to cut one of the wires. Then after that, you can just go ahead and just undo these connectors right here. They're basically just like any other connector. We just kind of push down the tab and pull those out. So I went ahead and I got all of the wires disconnected. One of these connectors, this one single connector for the ground, gave me a little bit of a hard time, and I had to pull it out with the needle nose pliers. But you could take a picture before you undo all of these, but they're only gonna go in one way, so you don't really have to worry about that. But I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of pull these off to the side, and then what we're gonna do is to remove the actual control board housing in the unit. What we're gonna do is get this tab and pull up on it, then pull the whole console towards yourself. So if you're sitting in front of the washer, you're gonna pull up towards yourself, and that whole unit is gonna come right out. And there we have it. That's the motor control unit right there. Also, just to make your life a little bit easier while you're doing this, you can just go ahead and push in these tabs right here and just pull this part of the harness out of the way. It just goes in like so right there. If you got it kind of out of the way, it just makes life a little bit easier, like so. Alright, so this is the motor control unit, and to kind of get it out of this plastic housing, there's two plastic tabs up here, one up here and one up here. You just gotta push up on the tabs or push back on them like so, and then do the same thing for the other one, and should be able to get this unit right out of there. Now, if you try to go on to the Whirlpool website or any other appliance website and try to buy a brand new one of these, it's like above 200 bucks. Not worth it on a 20-year-old washer. But I have found that if you just go on eBay, these ones are widely available, and they're anywhere between 30 to 50 bucks. I got this one from eBay for $38. So if you can get your machine up and running for 38 bucks, trust me, it's gonna be a lot better than what you're gonna get from Home Depot or Lowe's for 800 bucks. That's just the reality of it. Anyways, so once you got your new or good MCU, the way to put it back is just really simple. We're just gonna put it back exactly how we took out the old one. So like that, where these ports are visible, and once you got the ports lined up from the bottom, it should just snap in like that. And one thing I do want to mention on the old one, oftentimes these will have burn marks or char marks on them, so that's when you know for sure that yours blew up. Sometimes these capacitors are just swollen, but you want to be careful before you touch those. But anyways, for 38 bucks, this is well worth your time and effort to get this replaced. Alright, to install it is pretty much just the reverse steps that we took to remove it. In that we're gonna go ahead and just stick this in there like so, and alright, so once you've got the MCU in there, just gonna go ahead and just push or put the tabs into the front of the slot right there, and they'll kind of sit down like that. Then you're just going to push the entire MCU towards the back. So right there, when you hear that click noise, you know it's locked in place right there. After that, all we got to do is just go ahead and plug in all of those electrical connectors. Just go ahead and screw the bottom panel back in. So I've got the washer all hooked up to my test station right here, and as you could tell that the washing machine is now in the wash cycle. It's washing away some duct tape delicates in there, whereas in the past, just a couple of minutes into the cycle, we were getting that P70 error code. Now I will say that sometimes when this issue occurs, it'll give you that P70 error code, and after that, sometimes these machines will not start up, as soon as you hit the startup button, it'll do a beep or two, but nothing will come up on the display panel. And so what you can do is you can go ahead and open up that bottom panel and disconnect that MCU, just like how I showed you when we were taking the MCU out. And once that's disconnected, then go ahead and put your washer power back on and hit the start button. If that washer powers on, that tells you there's an issue with the MCU. Now obviously you're not going to be able to do a cycle or anything like that, but the display panel should still power on. That just indicates that there's an issue with the motor control unit. Anyways, as you can see, this washer is working well. It does have a bad boot seal. It's also kind of moldy, but I will cover that in another video. So if you found this particular video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.